Perfectionism sounds good on the surface. It makes you believe you're aiming higher than everyone else. It tells you that if you just get it right, life will finally work out. It tells you mistakes are unacceptable. It tells you good isn't good enough. It tells you almost done isn't finished. That's protectionism in disguise, and it will hinder your potential. It's fear wearing a mask. It's fear pretending to be ambition. You're not protecting yourself. You're protecting your comfort zone. You're protecting your ego. You're protecting the illusion that someday you'll be flawless. But flawless never comes. The people who chase perfect die waiting. They die with ideas still sitting in notebooks. They die with businesses never started. They die with words they never said to the people they loved. They die with dreams they never gave themselves permission to chase, and they call it being careful. But it's not careful. It's wasted. Progress is the opposite. Progress doesn't care about perfect. Progress only cares about movement. It only cares about better. Better today than yesterday, even if it is a small improvement. That's it. 1 inch forward, 1 step stronger, 1 layer smarter. That's what progress asks of you. Not flawless. Not flawless timing. Just forward. Think about someone at work. The perfectionist sits on a project for weeks because it's not good enough to show the boss. Meanwhile, their coworker just turns in what they've got, learns from the feedback, and improves next time. Guess who actually grows in their career? The one who shows progress, not the one chasing flawless. Think about school. The perfectionist kid rewrites the same paragraph 10 times. They never finish the essay. The progress kid writes the whole thing, even if it's sloppy. Guess what? The sloppy one gets a grade. The other one gets nothing. Progress beats perfect every freaking time. Think about fitness. The perfectionist says, if I can't do a full hour at the gym, it's not worth it. So they skip. The progress-driven person says, screw it, I'll take a 15-minute walk on my lunch break. Guess who actually gets healthier? The one who moves, the one who does something instead of nothing. Small counts, small stacks, small becomes big. That's how growth works. But perfectionism doesn't let you stack. It keeps you on pause. It keeps you waiting for the perfect day, the perfect schedule, the perfect motivation. Meanwhile, progress just says, get up and go. Now let's talk about money. The perfectionist says, I'll start saving when I have more money. But that day never comes. The progress person says, I'll throw $5 into savings right now. Guess who builds wealth? The one who starts small. Small freaking matters. Same with relationships. The perfectionist says, don't call them until you know exactly what to say. So they don't call. The progress-driven says, I'll just reach out even if it's awkward. Guess who actually keeps friendships alive? Progress. You see the pattern. Perfectionism kills momentum. Progress builds it. Momentum is everything. It's what turns small wins into massive victories. But momentum only comes from action. And action is messy. Action is uncomfortable. Action is scary, but it's real. That's why progress beats perfectionism every time. So why do we cling to perfectionism? Because we're scared. Scared of looking stupid. Scared of failing in public. Scared of people whispering about us. Scared of not being good enough. So we protect ourselves with excuses. We tell ourselves not ready. We tell ourselves not perfect. We tell ourselves someday. But someday is a lie. Someday is a thief. Someday steals your years. And one day you wake up and realize you've run out of some days. Here's the truth. It's you versus you. Nobody else is holding you back. It's your fear. It's your hesitation. It's your perfectionism choking you out. And the question is, how much longer are you going to let it win? Progress doesn't play that game. Progress doesn't wait for courage. It builds courage. It says, I'll start now and figure it out as I go. That's where growth lives. That's where change happens. Think about the single mom working 2 jobs. If she waits for perfect conditions, she'll never take care of her health. But if she does what she can, 10 minutes of stretching, cooking 1 healthier meal, walking with her kids, she builds progress. It's not glamorous. It's not flawless. But it's real. And that's what matters. Think about the guy stuck in a job he hates. He keeps saying he'll start a side hustle when everything's lined up. Guess what? That day never shows up. But if he just starts small, learning 1 skill at night, posting one product online, reaching out to one client. He's already ahead. That's progress. That's the path. Here's another you versus you question. How many times have you talked yourself out of progress because you didn't feel ready? How many times did you waste a day waiting for motivation? Be honest. You're not short on opportunities. You're short on courage. Real life is never perfect. Real life is freaking messy and chaotic. Bills come up, kids get sick, cars break down, time gets eaten alive. If you're waiting for perfect conditions, you'll never start anything. But if you commit to progress, you'll always find a way. Even when life is freaking heavy, even when the odds are stacked, even when it feels unfair. Progress is always possible. Perfection is not. That's why you need to stop chasing flawless and start chasing better. Better is available. Better is doable. Better is real. That's how people change their lives. Not with huge, perfect moves, but with small, consistent, relentless progress. Day after day. Brick by brick, step by step. That's how you get stronger. That's how you get smarter. That's how you get free. So here's the challenge. Tomorrow when you wake up, don't ask, how do I do this perfectly? Ask, how do I make progress today? And then freaking do it, because progress is always within reach, and perfect will never be. And when it comes down to it, it's you versus you again. It's the version of you that keeps waiting versus the version of you that moves. It's the version of you that hides versus the version of you that fights. Which one are you going to feed today? You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be better. And that's enough. Enough to grow. Enough to change. Enough to win. So stop protecting yourself. Stop hiding behind flawless, and start living in progress. Because progress is life. And life is waiting. Not for perfect, but for you to move. So move. Thank you for listening to this podcast today, and please remember to subscribe to this channel for more motivational content.